In this episode I'm checking in to Timor Leste after my long and eventful sail from Tual. But it was not going to be as fast and easy I was hoping for, and there was some serious problems with my papers. I'm also sharing the quite so normal challenge being a solo sailor, and even the risk and problems you can create for yourself delaying a check-in. Oh, it's gonna be so nice to just sleep there. Join me as I'm sailing around the world on Be Free, a Bavaria 55 cruiser. This was recorded hours after the hurricane force wind that made my life hard for some hours alone. I spent quite some time to secure things before even thinking about recording anything. This was not a YouTube storm, it was the real thing when it's absolutely no time for flying a selfie drone or pose in front of a camera. Sailing in cyclone force wind is just no fun. So I have quite a lot to sort out here now. So my mainsail is ripped apart, and I have some damages to my Genoa as well. Yeah, I have stowed away the Bimini, but still the wind just took and shredded it to pieces. After one of my most exhausting passages in a long time, I finally arrived East Timor just before sunrise. So tired and exhausted, my biggest worries now was to not wake up again if I took a last power nap before dropping my anchor.
It could happen, and that I snooze or oversleep, I don't hear the alarm clock or something, and then I don't want to wake up on shore. So when I'm just waiting like this, I always make sure to point offshore, not onshore.
So my coffee is ready, and everything is basically ready, so I'm gonna start up the engine.
I don't know if I mentioned it before, but every island has its own smell. It's like the personality, and when you get closer to the island you can really smell the island when you get close. And here the smell is like spices. It's like the Old Spice perfume. It's really intense and really strong.
And again, one of the hardest tasks for a solo sailor is waiting. Not many think about the fact that you have to start the check-in process right away. And that's when all I want to do is to just close my eyes and sleep. I often see comments like, why don't you just go for a sleep or wait until tomorrow before you check in?
Oh, it's gonna be so nice to just sleep here.
Once you drop your anchor, you have technically crossed the border, even though in reality the border is already crossed far out at sea. Some nations even require you to inform the Coast Guard that you're entering their territorial waters and ask for permission to continue to port, starting the check-in process. There is many things separating a border crossing with a yacht compared to the easy way, just flying in to your destination. Except from the obvious, I'm not only carrying a suitcase, but in fact bringing my entire home with me. Still, it's lots of the same things like visas, passport and customs. For a yacht, the customs can be time-consuming and even complicated, depending on how much and what you are having on board. But if you want to find out the reaction of not starting the process right away, you could always try to just walk straight out of the airplane and telling everyone you're too tired and will come back tomorrow. traveling with a yacht comes with even bigger challenge, and ship documents, crew list and permissions needs to be in good order. And even though crossing borders with a private yacht also often includes a huge factor of trust and respect, violating those rules can give you some serious consequences. In reality, it's only smugglers that do not instantly report to customs that they have crossed a border. And most reasons for not reporting to immigration and border control is illegal crossing or even human trafficking. As solo sailor, one of the most frequent bureaucracy mistakes we can be exposed to is our crew list. It has happened to me once before, and right now I'm not even aware of the challenges ahead of me. Errors in crew lists are actually often related to illegal immigration or trafficking, so this is serious. I met many sailors not aware of this, and even the consequences of making illegal stops inside territorial waters. Illegal stops will in most cases lead to deportation, and in most nations even result with a confiscation of your yacht. Problems with your documents can also give you the same result. It did not take long before my agent Adriano from Pacific Line told me to bring my documents and come ashore to meet him. And I was even greeted by the port authorities in such friendly and kind ways it almost blew me away. Not sure which religion I could be in front of with the officials here, I made sure to wear long pants and shoes to show some respect.
Yeah.
Adriano is really sharp. He had already seen my first challenge, but still not saying anything, working on a solution in his head while looking at my documents over and over again. As captain of my ship, I'm responsible no matter what, even for mistakes made by others. This I know very well. Now I'm making a statement letter explaining the situation, so these gentlemen here can help me out sort this problem. They are very friendly and helpful here, so I'm really thankful. So that's what I'm doing right now.
This mistake, if you not look seriously when you come to Dili, then the authority here in Dili will ask you to go back to the previous port to fix this one down, then you can come again.
It was several things, but I had not noticed the tiny thing inside the stamp on my exit papers. Even though my crew list states Tual as departure, the stamp says I left Dili.
So, a few new storms, back to Tual. I don't think so. They were so friendly here, they actually helped me. My friend here, he did a big job to sort this out, and without him I would have a serious problem. So thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome, bro.
Still, this was not even my biggest problem. And again, I'm 100% to blame, as this is something I know very well, have experienced before and should have seen. I feel a bit sorry to show this, as the officials in Tual has been extremely helpful and are really sweet people. Mistakes can be made, and I can't stress this enough, it's all my responsibility as the captain. The errors in port of departure and arrival is quite easy to prove wrong, and with AIS it's even quite easy to show it's a formal mistake. The serious challenge starts when my official immigration stamp claims I have one passenger, and I try to explain I'm a solo sailor.
So it's captain and 0 crew, that's a solo sailor. And it's not captain and 1 crew, because then they're gonna ask, where's your crew? And then you can be charged for human trafficking and all kind of shit. And that's actually what they did here. Can you explain?
When they do the paperwork on the last port, they already see the stamp. They see all is good.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
So when you guys arrive here in Dili, the immigration authority here, when they do the checking, that mistake is really, really serious.
Adriano is 100% correct, and if you've ever been on a flight, you have probably noticed the crew walking through the plane, counting passenger and double checking their passenger list before takeoff. It's just as big problem arriving with too many as it is arriving with too few on board, according to your crew list. It might sound like a detail, but it's not. Unfortunately, these stamps don't have an international standard, so its variations can sometimes be a bit tricky. I only noticed number of passengers, which in some cases translates to only one person on board in total. Now it's only to pick up my entrance documents from Mr. Florian and I'm done. In this region, your previous port and onward journey is important. The fight against rabies, dengue, malaria and Zika is among some of the reasons I skipped some places prior to Indonesia and now Timor Leste. How the development has gone and up to 2021.
21 is free.
That's happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you.
They were so friendly here. They actually helped me. My friend here, he did a big job to sort this out, and without him I would have a serious problem. So thank you so much, my friend.
You're welcome, bro, and welcome to Dili.
Thank you. What a day this has been after my exhausting sail from Tual. But now I'm here and can enjoy the beauty of Timor Leste. Even though I've only been free to walk around for 10 minutes, I've already made some interesting observations. Just as most places in Europe, even here it seems to be an attraction to having a picnic and enjoying the sunset. It always makes me so happy when I see locals enjoying the beach and even doing sports or just running to stay in shape. In many ways, to me it's a sign of a good life, not only working to survive. Another detail is how clean everything is here. Even the cars look so well maintained. My really friendly and helpful agent is still hanging out with me, and he wanted to show me a bar and restaurant that he believed would be the right place for me right now.
Castaway.
Castaways, bar and restaurant.
Castaway bar.
Timor-Leste is the youngest nation in the world and still quite developed compared to the two islands I visited so far in Indonesia. A bit humoristic, you can say this is a soft transition from the more remote places I visited and warming me up for my next stop, that will be Bali. Probably needless to say, a pizza and a cold beer taste like heaven right now, even though I feel at the brink of passing out. So it's definitely time to get home and get some sleep. Peace out. What a beautiful day. After a few days of sleep and even fighting with my beloved iMac, it's time to go ashore and being a bit tourist. This is not a good timing. It's the last Mac I have that's alive and kicking. The other MacBook is dead, like a long time ago, and showed in previous episodes. So yeah, electronics, fine electronics on a boat is a challenge. Unfortunately, this I'm so depending on to make my videos for you guys, so I will have to try to find a solution. So I've been really happy with this iMac, but yeah, it's starting to be old also, so we'll see. But it was pretty easy to get the screen off in one piece. One of the challenges when you are sailing like this, and now I'm not gonna stay for long in Dili, it's just a stop on my way to Bali. So logistic is a challenge, and I doubt they have what I need here in Dili. To ship parts in will take way too long time. So yeah, this is gonna be a challenge. On the good side, it has been really nice and sunny here, and my batteries are charging up well from the sunshine. I'm also planning on swapping the battery that's not accepting charging, and to see if I can find out what's wrong with it. So it's never a boring day on Be Free. The people here are just as sweet and friendly as the people I met in Indonesia, And also here I have been granted permission to use the police ship as dinghy dock, even though it's inside a closed international port area, also called ISPS. The most fascinating thing here is everyone remember my name. I mean everyone. It's just crazy. It's claimed that Norwegians are the biggest coffee drinkers per capita in the world, but I believe I've discovered a nation that are even bigger coffee drinkers than us. I was so not prepared to see this many bars, restaurants and cafes here. The currency is US dollars, and as normal this means things tends to be a bit more expensive.
Thank you.
It's definitely more expensive here than Indonesia, but dirt cheap compared to Europe. And right now I'm just spoiling myself. It has been quite intense last months and lots of new challenges on my shoulders. But even if there is some dark clouds in the horizon, it's always a solution. Sometimes it just takes a bit longer time. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Also thank you for helping me growing this channel by subscribing. And remember to hit that notification bell not to miss my Southeast Asia adventure. A special thank you to all my amazing patrons, family and friends for helping. Much love from me on Adventures with Be Free.